Alright guys, and here we are at the end of our Pokemon discussion to wrap this all up with Generations 5 and 6, giving you our overall thoughts about the two. I'm your host Blake, and joined by me are my friends and fellow gym leaders Jonathan and Elijah. So let's jump right into this. Gen 5. How do you guys feel about Gen 5? But before we start, I want to say I have not played this game whatsoever, so I know everything I say, everything I kind of opinionate on are all observations, not opinions.
So, I've not played Gen 1. That's the only generation I haven't played.
Mm-hmm.
But Black and White, honestly, they're probably my favorite generation.
Yeah, Black, I'm not sure my favorite generation, but they're definitely my favorite games.
They're very underrated. Like,
yeah.
No one really talks about them. Their storyline in it was really good.
Yeah.
It was about a guy named N who who believes in Pokemon that
humans living together.
Yeah. But not as trainer and partner, that they should live in harmony. But he's being manipulated by, his, I guess,
superior,
minister or something like that, or something like that. And his goal is just to, eradicate humans and steal all the Pokemon, pretty much. And your goal is to try to convince N, and you do eventually, that Pokemon and humans can live together happily and be partners. And it was a really good storyline, and it led in. I liked how they did Pokemon White and Black too, which is you come after and then N's in it a little bit, but you're really going after Chestus, the guy who's manipulating N, and you pretty much closing down all the loose ends in it, and I thought that was really cool.
At the a lot of people, when Generation 5 was announced, I was like, okay, because I think at the time I was kind of burnt out on Pokemon, so I played a bunch of it. Mm-hmm. So I was a little burnt out on Pokemon. When they showed the designs for the new Pokemon, I have to admit, like everyone, I was kind of like, these designs aren't that good. They're not really as good as the older generation, but I think that's just because I was nostalgic at the time, and the change, I think it's just a big change for me. So my opinions were very small-minded, I guess. Mm-hmm. But then a few months ago, I really wanted to play the new ones because I played Generation 6. I was like, I should play Generation 5. Elijah let me use his Black game, and that was a great game. I haven't played Black and White 2 yet. Black is probably my favorite Pokemon game so far because, like Gerber said, the story's good. They made some more improvements that make it really cool. And yeah, it's probably the most underrated generation, but
it was pretty much the final step into 3D. It was as close as 3D as you're going to get from all the Pokemon games.
Yeah, but it was a great generation. Yeah, like Elijah just said, the art was really cool because it was a great blend between 3D art and sprites, and even now the graphics look amazing. They look really cool.
And what I liked about it was the starter Pokemon. They're all their final forms were really cool looking.
Yeah,
it wasn't like now where it's they're all really cool looking.
Yeah, and that brings up another point. Pretty much almost all the Pokemon are really great. Almost all the Pokemon look amazing. Yeah. It's 156 new Pokemon, and almost all of them look great. All the designs are amazing, and it really shows that Game Freak, they still, even after 5, even 6 generations, they still know what they're doing with their designs. They'll probably never stop coming up with good designs, because after 4, it was like, how can you go from this? And that was Generation 5. It's an amazing generation.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, this is what I hear. I hear the most popular opinion is that Generation 5 has the worst Pokemon designs. They bring up things like the ice cream Pokemon, the garbage Pokemon. Again, I haven't really, I've seen them, but I haven't played with them, so it's kind of like,
Generation 5, it's the extremes. Most Pokemon are really good. There's no, okay, but the Pokemon that aren't good are pretty lame. But still, there's only a couple Pokemon that are lame.
Yeah,
the rest of them are really cool looking.
Even if that's true, there are always some Pokemon in each generation that don't look great. There are always some you'd be like, yeah, these aren't really great, but these are great. Every Pokemon or 2 in Generation 5 that don't look good, there are 10 or 20 that do look good. Mm-hmm. And it just shows, there's some bad ones, but that's with every generation. There's going to be some designs that are not as good as the others, but most of them look amazing.
Mm-hmm. And appearance-wise, this is just my opinion. From appearance-wise, I don't really care for the Gen 5 the Gen 5 starters. That's just appearance-wise. I haven't played as them. I haven't picked one and
neither did I. I didn't like their first form.
Yeah, that was me at the same time.
And the thing is, I've looked at their final forms and I'm still not really captured. But then again, I think when, you finally reach that final form, it's kind of like, oh, cool, this is awesome. So I'd probably have to play it to get that good feeling.
Another thing in Gen 5 was the gyms. Those were really fun to go through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't, they really weren't that hard to go through, but it was just really fun to go through them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also had triple and rotation battles. That put a lot more strategy into Pokemon. And then the Elite Four, you could battle them in any order you want. It's a small thing, but I think that's really cool. You can fight them in any order you want.
Okay. Very interesting. All right. Well, I'm definitely want to play these games. So, all right. So then let's move on to the most recent title.
Really
go ahead. Sorry.
You also have some great legendaries as well. Some are kind of weird, but like you have Darkrai. I think he's probably one of the coolest Pokemon out there right now. Mm-hmm. So let's say Darkrai is awesome.
Okay. All right. So then let's move on to Gen 6. So I'm going to start with actually a different question. What do you guys think about the 3D application and graphics for this game?
It's awesome.
Yeah, they went for more of a shaded style that really went past the graphics that we got used to, and they look really great.
Mm-hmm. And I will say I have seen a few plays and trailers and stuff, and I'm stunned. Yeah. They look really good. And I mean, at first I was kind of looking at this like, oh well, this isn't the first 3D Pokemon game. You guys have played Pokemon Stadium. And I was like, wow, this looks like a much cleaner stadium.
Yeah,
and I was really impressed, and I actually quite frankly like it.
Yeah, when you go to like the big city that's like the capital, it's really big. You go through the street, it's like you see the buildings as they're like 3D or going through. It looks kind of like cinematic.
You got alleys. You got alleys within the alleys.
Yeah, something that they got from Generation 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then so then here's the question that everybody's kind of been super debating about, especially around Gen 6. What do you guys think of the Mega Evolutions?
I think the concept of Mega Evolutions is pretty cool about how you make that extra jump, and like for a limited time because it's for a battle. So I think it's a cool concept, but the way they did it, it's kind of unbalanced right now. Like I said, I hope they improve it in Alpha and Omega.
Yeah, I didn't like how you couldn't. The Gen 6 Pokemon, you couldn't Mega Evolution them.
Yeah, that's one thing. They kind of... See, with Generation 6, this was in a video that I kind of agree with, that I saw a few months ago. They kind of focused more on nostalgia and kind of pleasing more the Generation 1 and 2 fans. Because with the Mega Evolutions, you would get a very popular Pokemon, and you would get them a Mega Evolution. Like Lucario... The 3 Generation 1 starters, they got
Mewtwo?
Mewtwo got 2 Mega Evolutions, same as Charizard. You got 2 of the most popular Pokemon, 2 Mega Evolutions. So it's kind of showing some bias that the 3 old starters from Generation 1 could do a Mega Evolution, while the new ones can't. So that was kind of okay, but like I said, I hope they improve it more. But then also it's kind of unbalanced because they're a little overpowered in a way, because if you go up against a Mega Evolution Pokemon, you're gonna get your butt kicked. Because the way it is, I like how they did the designs, Mega Evolutions, kind of keep it the same, but add some changes.
Oh, unless you got Y and you got the blue and black Charizard.
Yeah, that's true. But, the way it is, you give your Pokemon a really powerful ability, like Charizard's is Drought. It increases all his fire type moves. That's a big ability because it essentially can make all of his moves a lot stronger to destroy a Pokemon. And then at the same time, it's adding 100 to their base stat total, which I found out from the video. And that's a big change. Just adding 100, that's huge. So if you go against a Mega, you'll get your butt kicked. So you have to use them in the game.
From my observation, I think some Pokemon, I'm kind of up in the air about it. Again, I haven't played it, so it's not really like I can have a formal opinion.
I mean, the Pokemon in the game, they're pretty much from all the other generations. There aren't a whole lot of new ones.
Yeah. But I think when it comes to, like, Mega Evolving some Pokemon, I don't think some Pokemon need it. Like, Mewtwo is kind of one of those ones where I don't really think you need it because he's still, even to this day, he is the most powerful legendary. Stat-wise, he can pretty much take you out.
Like I said, they gave him and Charizard 2 Mega Evolutions.
Yeah. And I think that's just... I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm okay with maybe Charizard and Blastoise, even though I don't like Blastoise's design.
What, his Mega Evolution?
Yeah,
I
just
I
don't
really
really
like his.
I don't.
I didn't see it.
It's kind of weird. I mean,
No, I like it. Venusaur is weird.
Venusaur is.
Yeah.
I don't.
I got him. It's weird. He just looks like a big jungle.
Yeah.
He has like vines hanging off him.
So I'm not really sold on the whole Mega Evolution thing. Some of them look cool. Some of them just are really weird, and I don't know. I think some Pokemon don't really need them. I don't think that's that great.
It's like you said. It's okay. The concept is pretty cool, but got to make some better changes to it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm still not 100% sold on it, but we'll see when I actually buy the game. So okay.
Yeah, and
But I like what they did do with it was they put it in Pokemon Origins as sort of like a teaser for it.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I'm not saying
it looks cool. I just thought it was smart what they did.
Well,
yeah.
No, Charizard looks super beast as black and blue. But, I mean, it kind of felt like it was just kind of advertisement, and I don't really like when they do that. But that's just my opinion. It's just really me.
Yeah, but this generation, like I said, they focus kind of more on pleasing Generation 1 and 2 more with, like I said, Mega Evolutions. Mm-hmm. But they also didn't add that many Pokemon this generation. Yeah.
Like,
they only did 60.
I was surprised. I caught Pikachu in the first city I went to. Mm-hmm. Pikachu was like the third Pokemon I caught.
Yeah. That's for everyone. Because I was like, oh wow, I'm lucky. I got Pikachu early. Yeah. But no, that's...
Then I read into like 10
that's actually,
Pikachus.
Yeah, in Gen 1, Pikachu's one of the first Pokemon you can actually obtain.
No, yeah, but that's what I mean. Choosing Gen 1. And then they only added 69 new Pokemon. That's the smallest generation we've had so far. Especially coming off from Generation 5. Like I said, like over 150, most of them awesome Pokemon. They still look pretty cool, but it's not a lot. And I really think they should have focused more on the new generation than the old one. It's cool that you want to bring it back and show your love for it, but you gotta still show love for your new generation.
I want to know what I like what they did. They made it fun. After the game, they made really fun mini games. Like you can become a detective and you can go around solving crimes.
Oh, really?
And stuff. Yeah. I did that, and there's like 6 chapters where you go around solving crimes. It was pretty fun.
That sounds really cool. I didn't know about that. That's pretty
cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know about it either, but I got like a message, like just walking around the main city.
That's really cool.
I was just walking around and I got a message.
And then after, you could find a lot of the old generation Pokemon after you beat the game.
That's why I caught Mewtwo. Then I became a detective.
It's cool finding Mewtwo in that cave, and he's really tough like the first game. But then I was just going around, and I found Zapdos somehow. I didn't catch him. I was like, they have the
you can chase down all the old Pokemon. Yeah. It's really hard though.
Yeah, and I heard that it's not like a random appearance, but there's this person that they say is Mew, like they disguise themselves as a person. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's cool because I looked it up and they're on certain routes. Like they're only on 3 routes. You have to go down, but it's really hard because you can't. I don't think you can use fly to get to them. You have to ride a bike the whole way or something like that.
Go.
No, I'm just going to say, again, from what I've observed, Generation 5 and 6 are probably the most debated generations of all, because you guys are, like, on the positive side. Like, Mega Evolutions are great, whereas a lot of other people are like, they suck. I didn't say that. Well, like, they're good ideas and stuff like that. Well, like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. You know, I mean, this is all opinion stuff. So definitely Gen 6 and 5 are super debated, and I think it's kind of fun.
And then people complain about the fairy type. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. I've only seen like 2 or 3 fairy types. I haven't seen a lot.
I have never used it. I don't know what it does.
It's not that much. Because fairy types, it adds more balance. That's what they did with Generation 2 with the steel and dark types. Because fairy, it helps poison types more to be more stronger. And at the same time, it helps you fight dragons more, because I think with adding that, it makes
dragons, you can only be a dragon with the dragon.
And then ice, right?
Risky business.
Or is that? Can you be a dragon with ice?
Some of them, I think.
So
you might
making.
I know you can teach like Dragonair and like Ice Beam and stuff like that.
But making dragon types weak against fairy, that definitely adds more balance to it. But fairy types are fine. I think it's just because it's called a fairy type that people are. If it was called something else, people wouldn't care. That's the thing.
The reason why people need to stop like criticizing these games is Gen 6. It's a good game just because of the graphics, and the story, it was whatever. It was just a regular story, but it was for leading up to future games, I think. I don't think it was meant to be like this great game. They were just putting out the
like me and Elijah said, it's more like a test drive about what to do.
And then Gen 5, the reason why people should play that game is because it's a really, really good game.
Yeah.
It's like up there with the rest. And just because there's a couple stupid Pokemon, that doesn't mean it's a worse game. I mean, it's a really good game. The story's really good. I played it and I literally couldn't put it down after a while.
Which one? 5 or 6 or both?
5. 6 I could put down.
Yeah. 6 definitely had some problems, but it was still a solid generation. But like me and Elijah said, it's gonna lead up to more future generations.
Okay.
I don't think there's ever been a bad Pokemon game, like
No.
other than the main series.
No, but this was
Spin-off, yes, but core
6.
no.
6 was definitely the easiest one because,
Yeah.
to be fair, they give you
The
like
story mode was really short.
yeah, they give you like half of your team because they give you the starter, then they give you the Generation 1 starter, then they give you Lapras, then they give you Lucario. So that's 4 Pokemon already.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave you, well, if you pre-order the game, they gave you a Torchic, so you get Blaziken.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty easy, but it was fine.
Okay. All right, so here's the final question to wrap this all up. With Omega Red and Alpha Sapphire on the way, what do you guys think is next for Pokemon, and what do you think they can do to ensure the franchise's success after Omega and Alpha hit stores? So what do you think after Omega and Alpha, everybody's playing them, what do you think Pokemon can do, the franchise, Game Freak, what do you think they can do to ensure this franchise lives and just keeps going and flourishes to all fans?
Take this couple years, fix the Mega Evolution, keep up the 3D animation because that looks really good, and then work on the story because that's what makes a good Pokemon game. Just the fun, like the interactive features, like the gyms John was talking about. One of them was a roller coaster, I think, or something like that, and that was really fun. And just stuff like that.
In Generation 6, they're even bigger because like the 3D you could make them look more big.
And then, like I said before, like the after the game, because after the game, all I really do is just play with friends, and even then, I don't do that much.
Yeah, they need to fix that again for Generation 6 because Black and White 2. You said after the game you could do so much stuff after that, right?
Yeah, there's stories there, but they're hard to get to. That's the only problem. But there's story mode. There's like mini stories, like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. There's like story modes afterwards. It's like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So they should do that because that keeps people playing.
Because when you said, because even Black and White has a pretty good post game, but you said Black and White 2 is an even better one. So that Generation 6 was gonna have a better one, but it was kind of disappointing.
Well, you have to look for. I didn't even know you could become a detective.
No,
I was just walking around because I think there was some side mission that you could do, and then I was customizing my character. I was buying clothes, and I was just walking around, bought some clothes, and I got a message from Detective Looker, who was in the first, and it was in Black or White. I don't know if it was Looker, but he's like a detective that comes up to you and like offers like, oh, well, we'll help.
But like you're saying, just make it kind of more like Generation 5 at the end game.
So, I think personally, if they want to really ensure that this franchise lives and, just keeps going on, I think one thing they should never, ever do is, one thing they should always do is look back, Generation 1, and move all the way up. You have to look back on the generations because, honestly, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and so on, there are some things that work, some things that didn't work, and you have to learn from those because those games established this gen. I think you even have to look back at the spin-offs, you know what I mean? Because those are some great games too. Those are some sucky games too. So I mean, it's very important that you never lose sight of your original 150, and then the increase upon and stuff like that.
Well, you know what I think would be cool? You know how they have that Pokemon creator thing online where you can put in 2 Pokemon come out? I think that'd be cool if they added something like that where you can breed your own Pokemon.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be a little hard to do.
Not like your own Pokemon. Like you create something but they have like select few Pokemon and you can take them and then
kind of before you do your final thing, what I would say that they should do is, like you said, they should look in the past generations what worked for them, like Generation 5 and back there. Look at what made it work. Look what changes were good, and then look at the newest generation. Look what worked. Look what didn't work. And like you said, look at your old generations for help. But at the same time, don't lose focus of your new generation that they did with this one. Don't try to please your nostalgic fans. It's fine you do a little bit of that, but don't overdo it. Don't make that be your main focus.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon I think more than a lot of games, because the style is relatively the same.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon is a series, I think, that really lives on through the innovation that they do every year. Because Generation 1, like I said, has problems. Generation 2 is an extension of that, fix some of those. Generation 3, a huge jump. 4, another one. 5, another one. 6, like I said, smaller one, but still does some good things. You gotta keep thinking of the more innovation you can do to make it better. So that's what I think they should do.
Okay.
Well, the further away you get from Gen 1, the more critics you're going to have.
Yeah.
So as long as they keep making more games, we're like, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah,
No.
but just do what you want to do, not what the older fans want to do.
Exactly. I think these Pokemon creators really need to start, keep having fun doing what you
Yeah.
love. And I
So-
mean, it'll always work
Yeah,
out.
they had a
Yeah.
bump, but they'll definitely be back with
'Cause-
even more.
Yeah.
The old fans are going to buy the games regardless. If they have a 3DS, they're still going to buy them. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter if they don't
exactly.
like them
Yeah,
or not.
because that's why a bunch of people bought the 3DS to buy Pokemon.
All right.
As long as Pokemon exists, you gotta buy it.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else, guys?
no, I think I put all my thoughts into that.
All right, well, there you have it, guys. Our Pokemon discussion is done. We had a lot of fun playing these games and a lot of fun talking about our love for them. Thank you guys for listening, and don't forget to subscribe so you can check out our list of top 5 favorite Pokemon starters coming up. Also, go down to the comment box and tell us your personal thoughts on Gen 5 and 6 and the future of Pokemon. We are really excited to see what you guys say. So once again, thank you guys for listening, and we wish you guys happy travels, epic battles, and one amazing Pokemon journey in your favorite Pokemon game. Take care, fellow trainers.